to hell. How's it going, Chris?
Oh, it's going, baby girl. I am excited.
Or welcome to Hades, I guess.
Right?
Something that we've talked about a few times. We both played, but have never done properly on this channel. So, yeah. And actually, have we done any roguelikes on this channel?
I don't think we've done roguelikes on this channel. Hold on.
This is us testing it.
Did Nick beat something? No, it was... All right, well, anyways, Hades.
We're gonna
really
do that
fun game. I think you gifted this to me, didn't you? Hey, Sparks.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure you gifted this to me.
Okay, maybe. Go me.
Well, in any case, it was the game that convinced me that roguelikes didn't have to suck ass.
Because most of the time they do, and
they're horrible.
That is the same for me, and I still think most of them kind of suck ass.
Oh yeah, like just boring, repetitive, and like essentially just excuses to, you know, take your money for the minimum amount of effort possible. But this game clearly had a lot of effort.
Yeah. I definitely give it to Supermassive Games. This was the first of their games that I played, and probably the only one I think about it, because they did Bastion.
I have Bastion on my iPhone, and every once in a while, like if I'm really hard up for something to play, like I'm stuck at a conference or something in between sessions with nothing to do, I bought that little whatchamacallit, Razorback?
Oh, the Backbone?
Backbone, thank you.
Yeah.
The Backbone for my phone, and occasionally I'll just play games on that. Speaking of which...
I think there is like a Razor something, because I have
Razor
that.
Keo.
Okay, yeah. Whatever I have
actually,
is
I think that's a superior model. I think it fits modern phones a bit better.
Okay, maybe I have something old of theirs or something, but
in the name of Hades,
this one is, in some runs, Athena stuff is definitely good.
I like Poseidon and Zeus, like a combination of Poseidon.
Oh, you like? Okay, gotcha. I totally get that Poseidon can totally own with his wave stuff.
Yeah, I main the spear.
And the cast, I feel like the cast sucks until you put some money into it or some darkness, whatever. Okay, your dash can deflect. Okay, that's
Sparks asked what defines a roguelike. So Sparks, a roguelike is essentially it's almost kind of like an endless runner, but action oriented. The idea is that, you're meant to play through to a certain point, die, get better, and go back and get a little farther, die, add, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. Now, of course, speedrunners are people who are crazy at these games. People who speedrun Hades beat it on their first run. Or not beat it, but do a full run. There's a lot more to the story, but beating the final boss.
And that right away is what distinguishes Hades. So a lot of roguelikes are just, get as far as you can, you die, you immediately warp back to the beginning and try all over again. In this one, it's you go back to, Hades, and there you can upgrade your room and talk to some really interesting characters and develop relationships and get more collectibles. It's really good. It's not, like I said, it's just not lazy.
Yeah, and you do yourself a disservice if you just try to go back to the run. You're
not meant to go right back to the run. You're meant to upgrade. You're meant to chat. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, and the story is really great. There's a
and I love how Hades himself is your dad, and he's not just a final boss. He's another character that you can develop a relationship with.
Yeah. It's a very interesting relationship, and I think, and I don't know much about Greek or Roman mythology.
I remember a bit.
I guess the little things you learn in high school, I guess. But
no, I actually took a class.
As far as the Greek gods, it's okay, I think I know most of them, the Titans and stuff, no idea. And Zagreus, I had no idea who that was. And I think
Zagreus, I believe, is an original character to the game. I could be wrong.
He's basically an original character. There is a son of Hades in some I guess telling
in
some stories,
arcs,
but
of Greek mythology,
basically. But he's different in like he's basically the Zagreus here is like a mixture of a lot of things, and I think in a lot of them Zagreus is also let's see, what do I want? Expose.
I think he was introduced between seasons 3 and 4 to kind of like fill in the gap. You know, he was the vampire arc.
I'm gonna, you know what? We'll go with that one. He was Dionysus in disguise, and he would like kind of role play Hades' son, and then go back and be like, ha, yeah, and here's Dionysus.
It's actually really fucking funny.
Yeah, I think they like make a small
I did not know
reference
this.
to it.
Like I said, I took a class.
Yeah, they obviously don't, do that in this game, but so yeah, I think they were just trying to find who's going to be the most interesting character. Yeah, that wrecked my shit a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Sparks, the Greek mythology vampire arc. It is nice to get the title of the episode out of the way early.
Right. Also, this is my first time playing on PC, which I love because I'm playing with oh my god, I'm not going to die this early. No way.
Are you doing keyboard and mouse?
No, I'm doing PlayStation controller.
Oh,
which
good.
I prefer.
I was going to say, don't do that to yourself. Dude,
no,
funny thing about this game, though, it is another great one to kill time if there's like a rare day where I'm just freaking alone in the office and nothing is going on.
Yeah.
This game runs really well on Mac.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
So it's one of the few Steam games that I have. Ooh, Dionysus. He gives some good buffs too.
Yeah, his cast is awesome.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping he can maybe heal me right now or something. Because I am dying. Okay, restore to the threshold. Wait.
There you go.
You pick up, receive one now. Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And Nectar is kind of rare in the beginning of the game, so
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot, what was I saying? Sparks writes, I was about to ask if there was a Hot Springs episode, then I remembered Zeus's whole life is pretty much Hot Springs episode.
It's true, yeah.
You know, if it is sentient, he will fuck. Well, sometimes he'll fuck just whatever. It doesn't even have to be sentient.
Ooh, why do I suck at this game now? Yeah, so I had this on the Switch.
I'm a Christian pastor. You know, my whole bread and butter is teaching the story about a benevolent God who came down in the flesh of man in order to redeem him from his transgressions, right? Out of an act of mercy and love. Zeus comes down and he just fucks.
He just fucks.
He just
fucks.
He wears man flesh just to fuck man flesh.
Okay, so I have 191. I think what is the pomegranate? The pomegranate like upgrades one of your weapons, doesn't it? Or no, the
it's been
hammer.
A hot minute.
The hammer
so
does a crazy
trying to remind
upgrade.
myself what all the buffs do and items.
It's like the hammer, you only get 2 of those a run, if that, and that like totally upgrades your weapon with one of 20 random upgrades or something. The pomegranate just raises the level on an ability you already have from one of the gods.
Okay.
That's what it does.
What's the one that gives you like heroes in random? Oh, that's an accessory. Never mind.
There's an accessory
that you can put on pretty early that in like every map or every other map or so you'll break jars and you'll just find heroes in there and that restores part of your health.
It's
really nice because it essentially means that if you're decent enough at some of the easier levels, you never have to spend towards healing.
Yeah, and I think every place has a person that could heal you. Like in here, it's Sisyphus.
Is that the dude rolling the boulder?
The guy that rolling the boulder, right? Yeah, it's definitely the guy rolling the boulder. Oh, him and Boldy. Yeah, the personalities they decide to, subscribe to some of these characters is pretty interesting.
I kind of love how like chill everyone is with each other.
Yeah, right.
But like you get the image of the Olympians as like being in constant war with each other, but they're all related, and so they kind of just do. They make them a family, and some of them have squabbles and everything, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll kill you, you'll kill me.
So,
We'll get
right.
over it.
When it comes to gods, that's the kind of squabbles they have.
Yeah, right.
I
mean, someone can decapitate you and leave your head to be eaten by ravens, and you just, you talk it out later.
Basically.
Oh,
Like that's what
Sparks writes
Zeus would
they're
do a
putting
lot.
heroes. Oh, sorry, Sparks. Gyros, heroes. Gyros.
Wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay.
The accessory that I was talking about. Not heroes as in heroes of lore. Heroes of the downtown delicatessen.
Oh wait, I can do this and then I'm not gonna try that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I've been knocking on death's door for a while now.
Yeah, dude, I'm surprised. You seem to thrive under pressure.
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
What weapon do you main when you unlock them all?
I don't. You know what? The bow, or the bow
Really?
and arrow. I
Okay.
really love the bow and arrow, especially with whose aspect? The Chiron's aspect. The boatman. I think his is the one that has the homing arrows.
I thought that was Zeus for a second there, but I think you're right.
And it's like
When
once
you
you
have
hit
the
someone with your
spear-
special.
When you have the
Ooh.
spear, Zeus is your man because he can arc your attacks to other people.
That's true.
And then
That's
Poseidon creates a splash effect, and you combine them, and they're just ridiculous.
And Poseidon's thing is like, I'm not a big fan of Poseidon, but once you get to the last levels, the rooms are so small. Poseidon really thrives on
He becomes
smashing
OP,
people in the
yeah.
walls.
Right.
And when you're in those tiny little rooms, oh my god,
Yeah.
the waves are just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think for me it was just like luck of the draw. I think when I got into this game, for some reason I would just draw Poseidon a lot, and I got used to him. And after a while, like, it was hard to use anything else, so I would always seek out Poseidon.
Zeus is good. It's like, if you're starting out with Zeus, he's a little weak at first, even with the linky things, but then it just keeps on adding to itself, and soon it's just like you hit one thing and everyone's getting hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I think homing arrows would totally change how I view the bow. Oh,
fun.
there we go. First death, Sparks. There is no escape.
All right, I want to at least make it to Meg the second time.
Ooh, yes. Oh, dude, you'll make it to Meg easy tonight.
Damn it.
I better.
Yeah,
But
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
I'm
if not,
gonna-
maybe this wasn't our project.
All right.
Yes,
We
carry
got-
on, everyone, don't mind me.
Dude, you
But
have
yeah, I
the
think-
Elgato, right?
I do, yeah.
Welcome to the house.
It dawned on me, you could totally.
I know you.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter for your. You've got still a pretty beastly PC overall. I was gonna say, if you ever wanted to, you could totally just link up your Steam Deck like a console and use your Elgato.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which for indie games is great because your PC doesn't have to run very hard at all.
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, Hades, and your weird ass beard.
I didn't play this until like the 1.0 version was out, so I know there was a lot of tweaking, but man, there's so much to do. it's great.
And again, that's what really sold me on this game. Like, if it were just like a pure roguelike, I would have probably played it once and never again. But it's really this part of the game that invested me and kept me coming back.
You know what? I'm gonna throw him off.
Yes, be nice to your dad for some reason.
I thought maybe,
Which it makes no sense this early in the game.
You're right.
But they'll and I like that these are like technically illegal, and he's just like, yeah, it's contraband. Give that to
Can you
me.
imagine like slipping your dad a bag of weed and Dad, I love you. I think the first character I really buttered up was Achilles.
I think I was, yeah, and he's nice to
He's
butter
right over
up.
there, yeah.
And the thing is, if you give someone nectar, everyone but Hades will give you something the first time. So
Mhm.
I definitely wasted that, but I just wanted to see.
Yeah, why the hell not? I
I
love
can-
the idea of Hades just like sitting at a desk drowning in paperwork.
Right? I love that.
Right.
He's just like so neutered almost that.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he's the Lord of Death, but he's kind of got like a Joe Biden thing where you can forget he's there some of the time, and it's nice, It's
I mean, that's true. It is nice because you don't feel like you have to worry about shit all the time. Like,
Yep,
oh, you know what? Stuff's
Jesus
just
fucking
running.
Christ, it's 2024, and here we go again.
And here we go. Here we fucking go. I mean,
You ever just wake up one morning and miss the fuck out of Barack Obama?
yeah, I do.
Just like the first thought you have waking up is, God, I wish Obama were here.
yeah.
It's not like he's dead or anything. He's just,
No,
just gracefully
Wish
stepped
Obama
aside
was
like
still
all
around.
normal former presidents do. Not
Oh
Trump.
my gosh. Yeah,
Not Trump.
2016. There was no worry other than, man, I can't believe we got to
Same
a point
Sparks.
where he's the front runner. That's crazy. And yeah, then I remember you texting me that night and be like, "Are we gonna have fucking Trump as president?" Let's go.
Those were more innocent days where we thought it was truly implausible that a man like Trump could ever be elected. And now the country is so fucked that we're discussing, if he wins while he's in jail, can he pardon himself?
Oh my God.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like the moral majority, the Republican, Christian, flag-waving patriots, they're about to elect a felon and not bat an eye while he pardons himself from his jail cell.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean, this is
a real possibility that we're looking at.
Yeah. This is.
But I'm not going to sell him short like I did in 2016. This could happen.
Yeah. And he talks about this stuff. I mean, he seems like he's obsessed with the pardon power.
And he's absolutely he completely refuses to say that he won't be a dictator. He makes claims that he's going to start inquisitions as soon as he gets back in office to basically weed out his enemies. I mean, open abuses of power that, again, if a Democrat said them, can you imagine the shitstorm?
Yeah.
But because it's Trump, it's just, business as usual. Oy.
Oh, one more dash. I should get that next time.
I like how Hades filling out paperwork got us here.
That's true.
Next to Trump, Hades really doesn't look so bad.
No, this Hades, this version of him, no, he seems almost, adorable in a way.
Actually, though, this is, having taken the Greek mythology course. Oh, there's the spear. You need 4 though.
Okay,
that's my boy right there.
What is? Oh, that's the bow.
You only need 1 for the bow. Go for it.
Yeah, the bow itself.
If that's your main,
and I probably
baby,
will.
Get it.
It is my main.
There we go.
Nice.
But the Heart Seeker.
Yeah, the Coronach version of it, it's okay. I can do the timing pretty well. Yeah, it plays awesome.
Nice place you got.
Skelly.
Name Skelly has it going. But enough with the small talk already. I'm here to
Interesting
do
character.
So let me
Yeah, I love Skelly. Surprisingly deep.
Yeah, right. As time goes on.
I mean, as they all are.
Yeah.
Who's your supervisor?
Don't worry about that.
Shit. Go on.
Yeah, the boatman version of the bow. Yeah, that's the one that you do. So there's the volley fire, but then you mark someone, and then you mark someone with this, I think, and then you do the volley fire, and they home in, and it just kills things.
Ooh, nice.
Super quick.
Oh, I just noticed. I love that this is one of those games that recognizes when you have a PS4 or PS5 controller connected.
Yeah, right? Gotta love that.
Dude, I just I didn't tell you this.
Come back later.
When I upgraded my PC, I reformatted and gave Connor my old PC because he essentially plays Roblox and Minecraft and things like that. So it runs those perfectly. And part of that was
Flame ought to be just beyond.
Hades is the Lord of the Dead. He doesn't cause death. He just does the people. Yeah, exactly. That's surprisingly true to Greek mythology. He was actually pretty professional about his work, from what I know. I mean, he would get into squabbles like they all did, but it's like Hades in Greek mythology wasn't just purely evil. He was, Lord of the Underworld, and that was his function. He was needed, just like the sun and the moon and all that good stuff. Going back to Connor here real quick, one of the things that was frustrating about my old computer was it didn't have Bluetooth. So I gave him my Xbox controller, which came with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. And to replace it, I bought myself an 8-bit DOE.
Oh, nice.
And I went with the I strategically bought the ultimate Bluetooth model, which distinguishes itself as being fully compatible with the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice.
And the reason I did that is because Michael loves to play the Switch, and he always wants to use my Pro Controller.
Yeah.
So now Michael has the Pro Controller, Connor has the PC with the Xbox controller, and I have the 8-bit DOE, which with a flick of a button, I can switch from the PC to the Switch. It's really nice.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And does that one, do you need a little thing that goes in the USB, or is it natively work with it with Bluetooth?
Well, so you can do it two ways. If you're playing like a really precise game, you can use it includes a dongle, so you can do it in 2.4. Or you can just connect it via Bluetooth. So what I have is I have it on the dongle with my PC and Bluetooth with the Switch. So like I said, I just switch from one to the other and I'm good to go.
Okay.
Because all Switch controllers are Bluetooth. So like there's no degradation in quality. But now here's the one frustrating thing. It being a Switch Pro controller, I didn't realize how not quite there yet they are with Steam.
Oh, yeah.
There's like only a few games that will give you the correct Nintendo layout, which to this day is, you know, the layout that I'm used to. So like when I see ABXY,
oh, yeah.
I automatically think, you know, SNES ABXY.
Yeah. I get you.
It sucks during like quick time events or like, you know, in games like this where they give you button prompts and I, you know, automatically hit the wrong button.
I'm trying to remember, like, did you owned a 360, right? Like, I don't know if that was ever...
I've never owned an Xbox console.
I was like, if it was any, it was probably the 360, but yeah, so the PS3, yeah, that's right, you invested in that pretty quickly. You got like a Spider-Man version. For me, it was like, I'm gonna let's see.
Sorry, Spider-Man like the font. Yes,
yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I got a Fat Boy.
You got one of the Fat Boys that actually had the emotion engine and all that good stuff.
And to this day, I hang on to it. And well, I've been meaning one of these days to get an HDMI splitter, so that we can actually stream from it, because that would be the ideal way to stream PS2 games on this channel. Which is like one,
that's true.
Which is like one genre of games that have been, you know, notably absent from our lineup.
That's definitely true.
Like if we've done a PS2 game, it's been like a remaster.
Yeah. Like if we did, I don't know, FF10 or something, we'd probably do a remaster. You know, especially the international versions. Have
you know, the remasters of 10 and 12 are just objectively superior.
Maybe Kingdom Hearts one day, Sparks. I mean,
real quick,
yeah,
Sparks, you want to mod this shit?
Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. Ooh,
there we go.
I'll
Thanks,
take
Sparks.
Title Dash.
Looks like I caught a big one.
Sorry, Max, you were saying.
No, that's okay. That is a nice area. Yeah, that was the rare version, or an epic version even, so...
And of course you get it in like one of your earliest runs, where you'll get used to it, and then you'll never get it again.
What is my favorite what does Artemis do? I know a lot of critical hit stuff, but there's something else that she's really good with. I don't really remember. She has the critical hit stuff. What's her other thing? Oh, there's like marking enemies. That's like her buff. Is like they take more damage or something like that. I don't remember. Oh no, it's the every time you do an attack, a homing arrow comes out, and that's kind of busted.
Okay.
That's busted a lot of times.
That's nice.
Because if you get like a good version, it's like a bunch of arrows are coming out every attack.
Right? You're just like ejaculating arrows while you run. I don't know why I chose that word.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's
okay.
all right.
Go with
all
it.
right. There's like little hidden rules that you kind of learn as you keep playing, and one is you max out on the number of gods you can do. So sometimes if it's like, actually I want to mix this god with that one, you don't want to get blow your load, I guess, to borrow euphemism, that if you're looking for a certain combo, it's like, I don't want to get this god yet, I want to get a different one later. But in the beginning of the game, I'm going to get as many buffs as I can early.
Oh, totally.
I'm weak.
You know, yeah, I was gonna say I'm so like bad at these kinds of games. That's still how I play it. Like I just stick to simple. Like I know there's like complex combinations that you can kind of aim for.
Oh my god, that dash!
And like you can do some like really crazy builds. I don't do any of that, man. I just like work with what I get and buff myself immediately.
Though the power of that bow is undeniable. Use it wisely.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? Ooh, after you take damage,
Holy shield!
damage goes around you and briefly deflect. Oh,
the deflecting ones can be really nice if you know how to use them.
They can, but it's like I only pretty much do deflect with dash and attack.
Okay.
When it comes to after you take damage, so like a revenge thing, I mean, revenge damage 60, that's pretty good, but I don't want to get hit.
Right.
Your special
That's why invite that on yourself.
Can deflect.
Oh my god, this all reminds me. The Cyberpunk DLC is so fucking good. And like part of what makes it so good is just how ludicrously OP you can make V.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is
Oh
awesome.
yeah, and that comes with the 2.0, so there's already
correct.
Like different stuff to play with.
Yes. And you know how like a certain kind of RPG will like really suck you in to like the gameplay and make you want to invest in different builds?
Yeah.
This is one of those games. But like I'm actually playing around with the idea of totally respecking my character, because you can do that in version 2.0. And just like trying a totally different like brawler build, because essentially my version of V has been kind of the Cyberpunk equivalent of a mage, which means I did like a lot of, you know, like cyber hacks on my enemies, and that was how I went through combat. But you know, you can go like pure stealth. You can do like a character that is entirely melee, which is crazy. But I'm thinking like a shotgun wielding, baseball bat carrying psychopath.
Oh my god, that would be fun.
Just because of how fun they have made the combat. And, like I said, I enjoyed it originally, but version 2.0, like, it kind of makes me sad in a way, because if, you know, they had been able to convince the board of directors at CD Projekt Red to, you know, give them like a couple more months. Yeah. And they had just like released this out of the gate. This would have been like not only Game of the Year when it was released, but probably one like equal to The Witcher 3 and how much people loved it.
Yeah, it's kind of sad when it's just like, oh, if it was this on release, like, yeah. And I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah,
so
it is kind of nice though that people are finally appreciating it. But at the same time, like, it would have been great if it were just like unanimous out of the gate.
Yeah, and all the hype around it, all the discussion around it was, holy shit, this game is awesome. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, let me just make sure. Doom is fantastic.
Yeah, but holy Doom shit, Urge to Kill.
Deal more damage plus 16. Yeah.
That'll be real nice on bosses.
Let's fucking do it.
But yeah, like Cyberpunk is like a pet favorite of mine. But I just feel like with a little bit more time, like it could have enjoyed such a better reputation. I do feel like Phantom Liberty has saved the game to the point where we can expect a sequel. And I hope that with the sequel, not only will the developers know exactly what to do with it, but like the suits, the executives will understand that, hey, we should give them whatever time they need so that this giant scare to our whole company doesn't happen a second time.
Yeah.
And you know, like in general, developer abuse or studio abuse is always a bad idea. Like crunch time and everything.
Yeah,
that's
you'd
horrible.
think people would freaking learn.
Right, because these are the people that like have the passion and actually make the game so good.
Yeah, these are the irreplaceable people. Like,
right.
You can replace.
And, you know, I get it.
With
like deadlines are important. There's folks who love what they do and will like always be refining, and it will never be good enough, so they have to get it out.
Yeah.
But crunch is just
developers of
toxic.
Redfall.
Yeah.
Crunch, yeah. And the thing is, I don't I don't even know if like you're paying these people. Well, you know, some of them don't even pay for overtime, which is terrible. Like,
Oh
they're
god,
just
I
on
can't
salary.
imagine that.
Yeah, awful.
I mean,
But,
I can. I'm on a salary, but still.
but you're working people who are tired, so you're not even getting a whole lot of extra efficient. You're not getting efficiency. You know, you can only push it so far where it's just like they're sitting there, just zombies, not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, and that sucks for everybody because then they're like some of these really talented people completely lose their drive, and like they could have made some truly incredible things, and they just got shat on.
This can unlock
Yeah.
something back home.
Okay,
what
my
about-
phone.
and, you know, I feel
my
like
phone
that
with the
always
chat is
happens
in the way
with-
of the health bar. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not too bad.
I feel like that always happens with artistic types, you know,
Yeah.
like people love them, and that's why they must destroy them. And of course,
Just
it's
in-
always the team
Run,
that
Rogers,
takes
get
the
forward.
blame when the game comes out, you know,
of course.
way before it's done cooking
Then here we go.
and isn't very good.
Ow.
Like that's always the programmer and the artist's fault.
Yeah.
Not
Which is
not
also
the,
like, I mean, I know Twitter's a cesspool anyway,
Mhm.
but God, like, why is it that's always the shitty comments from like 12-year-olds who always make it out on top? Who it's
I know,
just
right?
Like, oh,
Well, because
why'd
they're
you-"
they're the most controversial.
Yeah. That's what drives
Like,
traffic,
oh
I guess.
man,
but-
Cyberpunk sucks. They must have employed a lot of black people.
Oh my God. Wow.
You know, but I mean that's I mean it's an extreme example, but that's exactly the kind of shit that gets posted.
Yeah. Ugh.
And it seems like there's always someone who's ready to say like this game sucks because someone was pushing an agenda. You know, like fuck that.
Oh my gosh, too much of that these days.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, Anita Sarkeesian ruined the industry, and it's like,
Yeah.
uh,
Or what's the lady who's kind of at the helm of Star Wars right now? Kathleen Kennedy.
oh, is she still?
I'm not sure.
She was the
And-
one
and,
with
and
the
don't
new
get me wrong,
trilogy,
I haven't
right?
been super crazy about half of the stuff that's come out of Star Wars lately. But I don't think it's because she's pushing a feminist agenda. I think it's just
Like, where does
you
that
know,
come from? Like Ray, I guess, but that's
well, Rey and Ahsoka and Juno Eclipse but Juno Eclipse
Who's-
was
who's
fucking
Juno
awesome
Eclipse?
and Rogue One was amazing and Ahsoka's a really cool character.
Oh.
So
oh my gosh. Okay, so she's the main character of Rogue One. Fucking
Juno?
Rogue One is
yeah,
that's just an amazing movie. Like,
oh my god,
who could shit
that
on Rogue One?
that over time has possibly become my second favorite Star Wars next to Empire.
Yeah, Rogue One might be my favorite.
Like,
I mean, of
it's-
course.
It's really thrilling. And since Empire, like, I feel like, I don't know, they've never been able to quite recapture the spectacle of Star Wars, but Rogue One did it. Oh my gosh. That, like, scene where they're, like, on the ground in Jeddah, and you can see the Death Star entering orbit from the ground, like, that was actually frightening.
Yeah.
But,
That is like if you see a moon about to like crash into you or something,
Right?
to stop. Like,
Looked like it was excellent cinematography. It was well written. It wasn't over long. It had a good cast that, you know, they had to kill off in one movie. So, and
Yeah.
granted, one of them did get a prequel series, which also wasn't bad.
what's it called? Astoria. Start with an A.
Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously. I know this one.
Oh yeah, you know, Sparks, I really like Rey too. I don't like to talk about it though because I think half of the reason is just that I'm really attracted to Daisy Ridley.
Oh. It's hard to separate what's Ray.
But I like the character of Rey. I feel like she got dealt a really bad hand though.
Yes, I was just gonna talk about that. Whether it's like, okay, I like The Force Awakens, and I know
Me
it's
too.
like kind of a
So
retread
much.
of A New Hope, and it's like, oh yeah, it is. You're right, and that
But
works.
a film that can pull
Like,
that off creatively, like being a retread while also introducing like this is the new generation sort of stuff, that's
Yeah.
a rare gift.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people who liked The Last Jedi for sure. We're gonna go with the shop because I think we're coming up on Meg. But I like what they were doing with Rey in that movie, where it was basically when she was on whatever little island with godforsaken place with Luke, she went down like exploring the darkness, and she found like, I mean, how I interpret that, and I think most people do, is the source of her power was just herself. You know, that she's just gifted. You know,
Yep, nope, she got it from Palpatine. Fuck
and then
that.
it's like, nope, Space Daddy, she got it
Space
from
daddies.
Palpatine.
She
It's
had
like,
to get it from a man.
seriously, like, fuck.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna
It
do
was
something
shitty.
else.
And you know, I'm kind of 50-50 on The
Okay.
Last Jedi. There were things that I really liked. I mean, I thought as a film, the pacing was atrocious.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. In fact, I actually really enjoyed like broken Luke Skywalker, and I
yeah.
thought it was a really good twist that, you know, Rey's origin was supposed to be nothing special. She, like you said, she's just
I
gifted.
love that.
Well, like, you know, Yoda was just gifted. Anakin was just gifted. Why can't Rey be just gifted?
Yeah, seriously.
And consequentially, I like J.J. Abrams because clearly he made The Force Awakens and it was good.
Yeah.
But he was just
had
backed into a corner where
Exactly.
like the Disney execs were saying, "Hey, you got to
Save
complete
this shit.
in 90 minutes." In 2 hours, you have to wrap up the series, you have to make people love Rey again, and you have to completely undo everything Rian Johnson did.
Yeah, which
Like,
one
who
was
would
a
even
mistake.
take that job?
I know Rian Johnson, he wanted to, part of it was he was probably a little cocky, wanted to put his own mark on this.
He was
you know,
definitely
and-
ham-fisted.
Yeah, and this is also Disney's fault, of course, because they didn't storyboard this shit. They didn't have a full plan for the trilogy. They're like, we're just
And
gonna
they knew it was going to be a trilogy.
make it up as we go, you know?
Right? That sucked. Like, why would they do that? Like, why start a trilogy with the most fucking successful franchise in history
I know.
and not
Right.
have like the start and the end point clearly marked from the beginning, and then let the directors put their twist on it, you know? Like, there should have been like 10 to 12 like key plot points that they put on paper that like needed to happen, you know, like Rey needs to do this, and Luke needs to die here, and Han needs to say this. And,
Yeah,
you know,
at least that. Oh, ow,
But they
ow,
didn't.
ow.
and oh
keep
my
thinking
gosh,
I
like
have
going
to
back to The
watch out my
Force
cash.
Awakens, like when they killed Han, like, you know, I kind of got the vibe early on that like, ooh, this is kind of a cool twist. Han is almost like the Obi-Wan of this movie. And then
Yeah.
like I had that thought in the theaters because I went in as spoiler-free as humanly possible. And then for a second, they're like, as soon as he got on the bridge with Ben, I was like,
Oh, you knew.
shit, he's the Obi-Wan of
freaking
this
knew.
movie. You know, like I knew exactly where that was going. And I don't know if I shared this with you before, but Han Solo is my favorite character in like fiction.
Yeah. Or I knew Star Wars. I didn't know about that.
Like period. Like Han Solo, I don't know why. I have like a personal attachment to him. And so like when that happened, and I loved it. Like I thought it was unexpected for me anyways.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a just crazy good end for his character because, you know, when you meet him in the bar on Tatooine, he's totally self-centered. He's just doing this for the money. And the beginning of Force Awakens, he's trying to play it off like that's still who he is. And you can clearly see that it's not. He wants Leia back. As soon as it's revealed that Ben is his son, like it's clearly tearing him apart. And so yes, he gives his life in an effort to bring his son back, right? And I thought that was brilliant because it shows like 20 years of character development, 30 years of character development finally brought to a satisfactory conclusion.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sparks. He ends it all by giving up his life for his son. And then, one of the few things that I'll give to, God, what is the third sequel movie? The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
One of the only things that I will give to The Rise of Skywalker is they do finally give Ben that moment where he reconciles with his dad's Force ghost, you know? That was the only one of the few scenes in that movie where it's like, okay.
None other
But
Which
it kind
I
of
wonder
felt
if
like
that
cheapened
hits you
by everything that
differently
came
as a
before it.
dad. Yeah.
enter the intricate chambers
And it was
Yep.
unexpected. I didn't expect to see frickin' Harrison Ford in Rise of Skywalker. It's like,
Well,
all right.
and I think the only reason we got that scene is because Carrie Fisher passed away.
Yeah.
I think there was meant to be a moment where he was supposed to have a face-to-face with Leia,
Wash away my boons.
and of course that couldn't happen, which was sad.
You know what? I didn't want this anyway, so I will take that 150.
Nice.
All right.
Hydrolite.
Let's see.
I like that. I told you
Yes.
I told you you'd beat Meg tonight.
You're right. First time I faced her. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, she's not too bad.
She's not bad. Especially
God,
when
the
you
worst
kind of know what she
boss
does.
in this game for me are the two assholes, the Minotaur.
Oh,
and
the Minotaur and is it? No.
Shit.
Somewhere.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I hate them though. Like it's like that's the only part of this game where like I'll occasionally pause and just be like, I'm not having fun.
Yeah. Have you? I don't know if you've done any of the like later on you get more because you're trying to collect more darkness, more everything.
You're right.
Only flame resistant.
It's so you put on like debuffs for yourself to go through, and one of the debuffs is like, oh, every boss is like stronger, and so
Right.
like there's like a crazy, and like their version is like he's riding a fucking chariot, and they're both in like golden armor.
fuck
Oh my
that.
god,
Yeah.
I do like that because every time you bust his chariot, he's just like, my chariot.
Like if I were good enough at this game to beat that, I'd enjoy it, but no. By the way, let's pause back there and admire this game for its art direction too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Basically, Tartarus is cool too, but definitely the second and third place are my favorites. I can't. So obviously, Elysium, but why can't I remember the name of actual hell where a lot of people go?
Yeah.
We'll just call it Lava Land. Yeah, I like how it looks.
Okay, so
Okay,
Sparks,
I'm definitely
Sparks
down with
continues the
this
Star Wars
doing-
conversation. I also love Ben using a blaster. He's not only reconciled with Han's death, but also
Oh,
Han
yeah.
being his dad. He spends so long only ever acknowledging Leia's bloodline. Yeah, because
That's true.
that's his whole thing. That's why he idolized Darth Vader. He saw the Force only as a conduit for power because he felt powerless, and I get that. I think J.J. Abrams,
Yeah.
understood that about the character and tried his best with what
Yeah.
he was given, but the movie
also
itself
liked-
was just deeply flawed from its conception.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
I liked
Like-
what Ryan Johnson, I always want to call him, but what he did with freaking Kylo Ren as well, and Ben.
Yeah, I like Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi.
You talk about how he is trying to get over his own weakness,
Right.
and most of what he does is like compensating for that, and you could definitely tell that
Yes.
in the
He's
right at
always
the end
compensating.
and Luke obviously knows it. He's his teacher, and
Right.
he just feels. You could tell Luke is just he pities him. He's just like, I failed you, but I
Yeah,
also
he feels
gotta
personally
like
responsible
teach
for
you
it,
something
which,
here.
Which again is why, like, I don't know why people were so upset about Luke in The Last Jedi. Like, I thought that
No, he was awesome.
Like, how boring would it have been if he showed up and he was just fucking Superman and, like, solved all the problems for the main cast of characters that they've built?
Yeah.
Like,
At the
how
same time,
stupid
some
would that-
people
how stupid would
some
that have
people
been?
say that he was like Superman at the end, where it's like, what no one's ever done this. Which, as far as like the
Well, yeah, I mean,
projecting
it
yourself?
showed that he was like a master of the Force,
Yeah.
but he used the Force essentially to give himself away in order to buy people time. Like, that was his whole function in that movie, and I thought that was just fine.
yeah,
Like, he was literally passing the torch.
yeah, for sure. Do I want more keys or darkness?
And don't get me wrong,
Jeez.
The Last Jedi definitely took some things off the rails, but I don't feel like it was so atrocious that it needed to be completely corrected.
Inferno bombers.
So what did you think of the? Now we're just talking Star Wars, but
Yeah,
the,
we are. I don't
the
care.
Holdor maneuver or whatever her name was.
That was fucking cool.
I thought it was
I
great.
liked that.
I
But like,
liked it.
I one of the things that I liked so much about Rogue One is that it like introduced some stakes to the Star Wars universe, and people are like,
far
oh,
as
fuel has never been a
crystal
problem.
and
Like, why are we
fuel.
just now hearing about fuel, and why is it a big deal? Because it fucking builds tension, you Neanderthal.
Also, it's like
and so
just
for her
because
to
you've
do
never
that
heard
was a
of
really
Yule.
creative way to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
And
then
it had nothing to
now
do with
for
the
me-
Force. It had nothing to do with, like, Luke saving in and, like, cutting the Star Destroyer in half with his lightsaber. It was just, someone who knew what they had to do and made the sacrifice play. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was also the most visually striking scene.
Oh my gosh, yes, for sure. That's what I really liked about it, is just how unexpected, like, what the fuck?
Yes.
And just how it
Like,
looked,
we've never
and the
seen
whole
this in
audience
Star
being
Wars
silent.
before.
I remember when that happened, and it was one of those, you could hear a pin drop in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Because people
It
were
was
just
great.
like, and
She
you
just
never
fucking
saw
do
something
that?
like that in a Star Wars movie. You know? The only part that I will disagree slightly is it's just like, as much as I loved it in that movie, I do agree that it kind of introduced something into the universe where it's just like, why don't they do that all the time? Get more kamikaze people. And they tried to save it in what do you call it? The Rise of Skywalker, where it's like, oh, it's 1,000,000 to 1 shot. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, there's the obvious reason, which is why waste, people and that amount of money on
that's
destroying,
true.
blowing ships up,
And you're right. Like, everyone was off the ship. This
was a desperation move.
a do or die kind of thing. You're gonna die
Yeah.
anyway. So.
Yep.
Oh, there's no hells.
Oh, that
You're supposed
sucks.
to
You're
have
fucked.
hells.
You are
bastard.
fucked, my friend.
Okay. Well, fuck.
What was I gonna
let's get
say?
that darkness and Zeus's power then.
Yeah. Shoot, I had another good point to make. And I can't remember. Oh, Last Jedi, where I really come down hard in that movie is like the middle of it, the casino nonsense that happens.
That's what I was. That's the
and
worst
where
part of the movie.
Finn, who I think is a great character, gets completely wasted in that movie.
Not only
and
wasted,
only
but
in
that
the
whole
last
B
5
story.
minutes where he's on screen does he finally do something cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a waste.
It was that
Like there
whole
was
B
so
story
much
didn't
build
end
up
doing
for
anything.
it to completely go nowhere and then never get followed up on.
But that was the thing, is like they did that B story to introduce the kids or something, and
They don't get
That
followed
kid-
up on, and the gambler dude doesn't get followed up
no,
on.
he doesn't get followed. I thought he was gonna the obvious thing would be after he betrays them that he actually comes back and saves them or something. But that
Yeah,
didn't
like he would do
happen.
something cool in the sequel. Nope, you just never
then-
see him again.
Yeah, you never see him. So it's like that was totally wasted. Let's see, Jolted.
And again, part of that is just Disney's fault for bringing J.J. Abrams back to course correct.
Yeah,
So that wasn't
was-
his character, so he didn't have him in the third movie.
yeah.
Oy.
The
What
casino
a,
storyline, Sparks, was fun. I liked the storyline itself, but I can't help.
Oh, I
but
hated
be
it.
a little sour on it because it didn't lead to anything.
yes, it was a complete dead end. In a movie where I felt like they actually did have a lot of really interesting setup, they wasted 45 minutes of screen time on literally a dead end plot.
Yeah,
Like the whole function of it was to get Finn and Rose on that Star Destroyer, and only after all of that happens do we finally give Finn his one awesome line, and that's it.
yeah.
But
Well,
the rebel scum part I thought was hella cool, but it could
Was
have
that with
been set up
Phasma, or-
differently and better.
was that when he was with what's her name, Captain Phasma? It was one.
Yeah, when he beats the shit out of his old boss, and she goes, "You're just scum," and he goes, "Rebel scum."
Rebel Scum.
I
Yeah,
thought that was
a good
awesome.
line. That was a good line.
That,
You're
that
right.
was a hella good line, and it made me love Finn even more.
And it's just
but then
I was fine.
he got squandered in The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise, yeah, he did. He totally did. And Rose
Oh my
did
god,
too.
they did nothing with him.
Oh, I felt so bad for the actress who played Rose. She just
Oh yeah, she got totally
she
zoned
got
out.
so bullied, yeah. And then
Yep.
she got zoned out, and maybe she wanted that. Maybe she was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
Put
like
me in the background.
I didn't sign up
Yes,
for
like-
like a career of people finding my
It's
address
so
and sending me
sad.
dead cats. It's like
So sad. What did she
truly
do?
sad because she
didn't
wasn't a
do
bad
anything.
character. I mean,
No,
I don't feel like she was
she didn't do anything
super
significant, but that's
standoutish,
not-
but she was not a bad character.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
Rose
not her
deserved
fault.
more.
as
Like
far
she
as-
should have been addressed better.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah. Well, and there's the problem is that Sparks, what you're saying here, Rose and Finn, what's the common thread here? Unconventional protagonists, people of color. The fan base killed those two movies.
Oh yeah. It was because people felt hoodwinked, which is like, the whole thing, it was a reveal that Rey was actually the hero of Force Awakens.
Yeah, because in the poster, remember, Finn had the lightsaber?
Finn had the lightsaber, and he had front billing, as far as like where he was placed. And I was excited for that, sure. Like, I was like, because we knew from the trailers.
A black protagonist in a Star Wars movie?
And we knew from the trailers that he was a stormtrooper. So it's like, whoa, like, we're going to get basically someone who starts as a nobody. Yeah. And on the other side to, like, be down with the Force and to, like, become a hero. And I was all for that. And once I figured out, he still plays a role, but it's Rey, it's just like, this is a surprise. Like, this is
I would have loved for the last, and I think they tried to do this a little bit in The Last Jedi, was to make Finn a deuterotagonist, right? So, Rey does her thing, he does his thing, and they both come together in the end in a world-shattering way. Except it wasn't. It was Rey doing all the cool stuff and Finn getting sidelined.
So,
like I said, I love Rey. That's not up for debate, but yeah. It was shitty because of how wasted Finn was. And because Rose could have been a really cool character, but instead her idea was nothing, and for some reason people just like latched onto her as like everything that was wrong with the direction.
Even with a full Jedi to be Force sensitive, which they hinted at that.
Yes, they hinted at it, and then they didn't fucking develop it.
No, and it was kind of like, was this a half-baked idea that he wanted to explore more?
It was a half-baked fucking idea for a movie that was rushed out the door to course-correct something that didn't need course-correcting.
Yeah.
That pissed me off so bad because...
It's really sad. He did have a better role in The Rise of Skywalker, like, kind of basically leading the charge on whatever the fuck that planet is at the end.
For the life of me, I've seen The Last Skywalker once because I hated it.
That's true. That's true. Me too.
But I can't remember what he did in that movie.
He basically was kind of the biggest part in leading the charge on destroying all the ships that...
Really? Because I feel like they brought back Billy D. Williams, which I loved, by the way. I love Lando as a character.
Yeah, I guess he was technically
and that was actually
the show.
Part of my disappointment with the casino bit in The Last Jedi is I thought that they were going to bring Lando back there.
Which would make a lot of sense.
Which would have made a lot of fucking sense. Yeah. Because they're like, a gambler, and he's the only one with the balls to help you out. Should have been fucking Lando. It would have been such a cool thing to, bring him back there, but whatever. Anyways. But I do feel like in The Last Jedi then, like, they only brought Lando back because they were scrambling for star power from the original trilogy.
Yes, for sure.
And so once he was there, they had to, get their money's worth out of hiring fucking legendary Billy D. Williams. and so Finn, once again, I felt like got sidelined.
Yeah, he wasn't leading the charge. You're right. He did have a few cool parts. Like he was the one that basically
always does because John Boyega is just a good actor and he'll steal the scene whatever he's in. And
it definitely seemed like he was Force sensitive enough that he figured out which ship was like controlling, because I guess a lot of them were like robot controlled or some shit. I don't remember.
Yes, exactly. And that was the thing though. Like twice
also,
in that film, he tries to tell Rey that he's Force sensitive, right? But then they never fucking go anywhere with it, which is stupid because you pointed out, like, yes, they kind of sort of allude to it. But, just like one scene, like Luke taking down the Death Star, where, like, Finn would have had his moment to do something Force sensitive. To save the day, that would have been just fine, and they didn't.
I mean, he did, but it wasn't cool, like taking down the Death Star. It was, I think it's that ship that we have to destroy, and it was like, people don't even remember that part.
And it's like, okay, maybe we should destroy that ship. Like, that was his whole thing in that movie. And that sucked.
That was basically his biggest
contribution
for sure.
Right. Whereas it could have been like Finn is like one of the pilots, and he sees a problem, and
you're right. He wasn't
really
even piloting a
desperate,
ship,
and he just finally taps into the Force a little bit and destroys the big MacGuffin that needs destroyed. Like, that would have been so much better than what they did.
All right, 3 health. I got
also,
this.
what was the fucking point of killing, what was his name? General Huxley or something like that?
Oh,
the red-haired guy from the first 2 movies?
Yeah. I mean, he grew a conscience / spine, like, right before he died, basically.
That also could have been so much better.
Were we supposed to hate him? Because I didn't like him, necessarily.
No, and that's the point. You weren't supposed to like him. You were supposed like he was an what's the word I'm looking for? A stand-in for like the horrors of war. Hux, thank you, Sparks Hux. And like how it can turn even a really horrible guy like against the war machine when he sees what the fruits of his labors are producing. But then they just kill him 35 minutes in, and no one says shit about it. Like. And again, I'm not a movie director. I don't know how this shit works. But it seems to me the thing to do there would be to keep him until the very end of the fucking movie. And then finally, his conscience gets in the way and he flips the switch that blows up the other big ship and kind of sort of redeems himself. Instead, he just gets fucking killed. And here's generic old white guy that you're supposed to hate now. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. That's
like,
true.
Who the fuck was that guy? Do you even remember his name? He was stand-in, Peter, what's his name from A New Hope? He was in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Well, he was CG in Rogue One.
It was, no, you were so close. I was surviving on 3 health.
You were doing awesome.
For like 3 minutes. I am so disappointed that ended like that.
Yeah, and I agree.
Okay, so what were you talking about?
Okay, so Sparks' point, it was poetic that he died pointlessly. I kind of agree, but at the same time, like, I think he could have been used better than he was for the plot.
I think it would only be poetic if we hated him, which I didn't hate him. I didn't like him.
He was like window dressing in the third movie. I didn't even notice him.
Exactly. So they could have used him, and instead it was just, if it was someone we really wanted to see die, like, say, Snoke, where it was just like, oh, that's a cool death. Like, yeah, that was cool.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a cool scene. Again, The Last Jedi had a lot going for it that people don't acknowledge. But shoot, who am I thinking of? In A New Hope, it was the admiral that Darth Vader went back and forth with.
And he was CG in, what do you call it?
In Rogue One.
Is it start with a V or an H?
Sparks, help us out here.
Yeah, I need Google.
Yeah, right. Sparks, Google for us.
But he was basically, I feel like he had the most power aside from Vader.
Yeah, right.
Like, as far as
he
the
was
military,
in charge of the whole Death Star project.
Yeah.
God damn.
It started with a V, I feel like.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I feel like the guy who killed Hux was meant to be a stand-in for him, but again, with no development, no introduction, just Hux dies, and now this guy's in charge. Why do I fucking care?
Yeah, exactly.
Tarkin, thank you, Grand Moff Tarkin. Thank you, Sparks.
Oh, okay.
And he was played by a really famous actor, and I'm blanking on his name as well.
That I wouldn't know.
Like, he was up there with Obi-Wan.
What's his name? Adam, or who played Obi-Wan? Adam.
Oh my God, I think I shouldn't have had this my guy.
now that I feel like I should know.
Happen to know whom I should.
But not also Ewan McGregor, because he was young Obi-Wan. It was. Oh my God, he's so fucking famous.
So if I happen to run into them, I'll let them know.
It's driving me nuts. All right, let's get my phone here.
So as far as like the what do you call it? It's the little accessories in this game. Which one do you like to use?
The hero one.
And which one is that again? It's where you're
I
like
forget,
guaranteed.
actually.
Oh, renovations. Here we go.
Some
Let's
sort
see.
of special offer for me, my
Add a
good
chamber. Do I
Okay,
have any
Obi-Wan
gems?
Kenobi.
Oh, you
Work
okay.
authorized. A fountain
Played
chamber in the depths of
by-
Tartarus sounds like an
Come on,
excellent
give me the
idea.
played by.
Adam Ben. No, not Ben. That's his name in the movie.
That's his name in the movie.
Fuck.
Alec Guinness. God
Alec.
damn.
Oh my god.
He's a Shakespearean actor. Like
He's
he does not deserve two
yeah.
chumps for getting him on Play the Hits.
Yeah, we're
Okay, now
assholes.
let me look up Tarkin though, because he was equally significant.
Of his domain, whilst its chthonic residents look on in awe.
Will
of
Huff
him.
Tarkin, played by.
He's not really that great.
Keep it down.
Oh yeah, the garden's not open.
The prodigal son returns. Everyone's saying I went easy on you, Zach.
I definitely did not beat her this quickly
Don't
the
worry, Meg.
the
I
first time I
eventually
played
managed to get
this.
home the pain
Oh,
from it
really?
After all.
Because I mean I didn't know her patterns or anything. I'm kind of surprised I did it this time
Peter
because I haven't
Cushing.
played this game in a while. Okay, yeah, I have no idea as far as that name.
You know that was the thing. In the 70s and 80s Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, they had star power.
What made them so successful was that it was Peter Cushing, Alec Guinness, and Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine, and they were literally passing the torch on to the next generation of great actors.
That's true.
You had
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, and they were young and they were learning from these amazing actors who came before them. And then, you know, the new trilogy kind of sort of tried to do the same thing, and part of it was out of their control. Carrie Fisher died. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, there wasn't that same interplay that really made the original trilogy what it was.
Yeah.
See you, Mira.
It's yeah. I'm
I
sorry.
did not think we would be talking about Star Wars to this extent tonight, but it turns out I got a lot of fucking things to say about Star Wars.
All right. There's the spear. I do like the spear. Might be my second favorite. So what is it? The gun is here. The
Do you know
rail,
anyone
and
who
then-
uses the fucking sword?
No, that it is the worst weapon.
It is
And
the
it's
worst
like-
weapon.
it's
It's got no range. It's slow.
Hmm. I know some. The only saving grace is if you happen to get lucky with hammers. Some of the things it can do, like you drain. There's some things where you can like get your health back pretty easily with the sword, but you got to get lucky. And I think the Poseidon sword, I don't remember. Like, oh yeah, because I can't look at the different aspects yet.
Right.
The as far as this,
Oh, I love this weapon so much.
yes, I think I like. I don't know if I like Hades' version the best or Achilles. Achilles has the spear that. Okay, they all come back.
I love that the move that you just did is like my go-to move. Like I get Zeus so that it arcs, and I spam the shit out of that move.
Oh, you
And
get
if
okay.
I'm surrounded, yeah, I do the circle thing. But
There's
like
something
I
where it's
almost,
like
I
something
almost never
replaces the
use
circle.
its base attack. I always use the throw.
There's something like there's a one of the hammer things is like your dash gets shortened, but your dash attack he like flips it around like, and then there's the triple slash, which I feel like invincible with. Like yeah, I think I use the what is it? The Achilles version, because when you do this move, and you like this move so much, then you
I do.
become extra speedy and extra
Yep.
strong, I think.
Yes.
So it's just like constantly refilling this, so you're just like a monster.
Yes.
So the regular spear by itself is still good, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's just the perfect combination of strength and range.
Yeah. The shield is probably my least favorite.
I never use the shield.
I'll do the Zeus aspect. Is kind of fun. A lot of people like the chaos aspect. I'm not crazy about it. it's only okay when it's fully upgraded with blood. Then you like shoot your special shoots 9 shields out,
Yeah.
which is great if you're like this close to someone.
See, I didn't
and
even
they
know
need
that
it
because
all.
that's how little I've used the shield.
Yeah, and also it doesn't fit my playstyle. If you're someone
No,
who's
same.
defensive, the shield blocks every single attack in the game. Like as long as you're facing it
Interesting.
from behind, you're vulnerable. But like even the boss of the game, like you can block every single attack. So there's like the rush attack that it can do. So that's good for like rushing through bullets and stuff. But I don't like sitting and waiting. Like that's not how I want to play this game. So I don't use the shield very much myself.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Sparks finishes our conversation, though. Hux dying to Tarkin, or the Tarkin stand-in, was the poetic part, though. He was spitting rabid pro-war, totally heart and soul devoted to the new Empire, only to have the new Empire cut him down without thought. Yes, but I feel
okay.
like he should have been, like, in the Rise of Skywalker, the best way to play off his character would be to like heap insult upon insult on him, where like he keeps getting consumed by the new Empire's war machine until finally he reaches his breaking point, and only then does he start undermining and helping the rebels, only to be destroyed. But like I feel like that could have been, you know, like everything in Rise of Skywalker, it could have been developed better.
Yeah. If they but again, like kind of an impossible task. There was a lot of
I feel
half-baked
so bad
ideas.
for both, you know, really for the main cast and for J.J.
For sure.
Abrams, because they all just got dealt such a raw hand by Disney execs.
I mean, think of these young actors and actresses who you're going to be in a Star Wars movie. It's like, oh my god, like this is going
Right.
to be either make my career or at least be the highlight of my career.
Or at the very least, you know, you're going to be in the Star Wars movie, and even if your career doesn't pan out, you never have to work again.
It's true. Oh,
you're
he
smart.
actually has something to say. I've just been killing him this time.
Oh, yes,
I think it's going to be next time on Play the Hits.
I think so. I don't
try
think
to-
you have time
try
for
to get
one
to
more run.
Elysium for
You
with
come
the
to right
spear.
place regarding that there, pal. It's your
But
main
yeah,
weapons
we'll kind of see
concept
how
you
that
can fight
goes.
this stuff.
I
For
Once
sure.
you get all the way through
I think I'll
Congress with one, that's all the
definitely
blood
get
you're gonna
to
get, for the time
whatever
being,
the
anyhow.
second place is again. But
I think so.
How am I supposed to keep track?
I mean,
All right.
the Hydra was yours. You got gypped there at the
oh
end.
my god, no! But the thing is, I shouldn't be
I
mad
don't know, there's
because
always the
I thought I
invention
was
of
dead in
writing
the middle
stuff
of that
down.
battle. The
You'll figure
first
it
time he
out.
sent his little minion heads out, I got to 3 health, and
Yep.
then somehow I held on for like
Yeah,
5
you held on a
minutes,
shockingly long time.
where I was just like, I'm gonna hide behind every pillar. So I'm just gonna use my special and like destroy every bullet.
Right?
And, he was.
You did it. You almost did it.
painful. I'm gonna look. I don't know if I can watch this stream.
Yep. All right,
But
folks.
alrighty.
Until next
Yeah.
time, go watch the original Star Wars trilogy,
I was about
and,
to say,
and please God, don't let Trump become president again.
yeah, that's yeah. Let's
See you next time.
See you next time, buddy.